Hi, Cancer. Here's your astrology overview for 2024, brought to you by planetswithin.com. I'm astrologer Joseph Anthony. All right, 2024 is going to be a very significant year for change. A lot of that change for many of you is going to take place in the home life or around the home, possibly having to do with a move, real estate matters, family dynamics. This is because we have two eclipses that are going to activate your fourth house, and I'll go over that chart with you in a little bit. We also have Jupiter waking up and basically going to continue to activate that 11th house of friendships and hopes and wishes for the future. It'll be joining forces with Uranus in that 11th house, so you'll be having some strong visionary ability about what you want for the future. So I would say pay attention there. We also have a very powerful solar eclipse that's going to activate your 10th house of career. And so that is going to be very significant in the 10th house. We also have a Pluto, again, switching signs back into Aquarius. Now, that is going to activate your 8th house. And so we're going to get into that as well. So there is a lot of activity this year that's going to be very significant for changes. It's not going to be like last year. This year is a much more monumental year for change with lots of communication and lots of decisions to be made. So let's take a closer look and see what this year looks like. So we'll start off with the outer planets because that's where all the activity takes place in astrology. It's from Jupiter out. And so here's Jupiter in Taurus, and it's been in Taurus since May 16th, but it will switch signs. But before it does that, it's going to basically go direct in Taurus at the beginning of the year. So this will be, again, your 11th house, and it'll stay in this 11th house till May the 25th. And these are all the themes associated with Jupiter in Taurus in a direct motion. So money matters, absolutely, values, beliefs, being stubborn and fixated, materialistic. These are all the themes with Jupiter direct in Taurus at the beginning of the year. But on the 25th, Jupiter enters Gemini, and then it changes the dynamics up completely. And this is now when it enters your 12th house. And this changes everything in terms of your thinking and your communication. And so you find yourself working from behind the scenes or having all kinds of premonitions and thoughts about the past and focusing your attention on, things that you could do by yourself. And so this is going to be a very important time for many of you over the course of the year with Jupiter in in Gemini. Then we have Saturn that'll continue to go through Pisces. And this has a lot to do with everything here, spirituality and being charitable and patient. This is going to be very important in terms of direction and where you're going and what you want out of life. And so this is going to be, I believe, in your 9th house. And so hopes and wishes for not just hopes and wishes for the future, but it's sort of your long-term vision for the future. Because the 9th house is a long-term vision. And so you may have glimpses and visionary ability throughout the year, which gives you the opportunity to focus on these long-term goals that you have. Okay, you may be questioning your beliefs in terms of religion, philosophy, politics. As you can see, the whole world is changing right now. Everyone's belief systems are changing because of the energy being activated right now. And so we're going to continue to see a lot of that with Saturn in Pisces. We also have Uranus, which will stay in Taurus again till 2025, and that'll continue to go through your 11th house. Like I said, it will join forces with Jupiter in that 11th house. And so this is going to have a lot to do with surprises coming from friends and organizations and all kinds of information. But at the same time, it's a visionary. It's, focusing on the future. It's breaking away from the old and doing things in a new way, because that's what Uranus likes to do. And so this is going to continue having to do that with your belief systems. Of course, this is the big news. Pluto re-enters Aquarius and will stay here until September, and then it'll go 1 degree back into your 7th house. So this is going to go into your 8th house of deep psychological transformation. And so you're going to find yourself really contemplating, people's behavior, their psychology, what's happening to the world, what's happening to my finances. And so you'll be questioning all of that. And maybe you're making more money through your investments because it's the 8th house. And so it's thinking outside the box. Pluto in Aquarius thinks outside the box. And so for many of you who are a Cancer rising or a Cancer sun sign, you'll be thinking about things outside the box. Now here's the overview chart. I start off with January 1st. And like I said, this is for anyone who has a Cancer rising or has a sun in Cancer. This is a very general overview. And so we could see here that the sun at this time of the year, which normally goes through 7th house in Capricorn. So this is a very festive time or social time for many of you. But Pluto is in the 7th as well and will in January go into the 8th house. But it'll return back to 29 degrees. It'll stay at 29 degrees from September to, I believe, November, which is taking on the energy of both signs, both Capricorn and Aquarius. So it'll be hovering right there. But we also have planets right now making their way through, as we begin the year, through the 6th house, which has to do with service and health and taking care of others. And Mercury's coming out of retrograde right here. And so, but this area is going to be very important this year. Jupiter and Uranus, especially for the first, I would say, 5 months of 2024, because Jupiter will be getting closer and closer to Uranus. They will conjunct on April the 20th, causing some major surprises or awarenesses or revelations or something coming in that could be very surprising around this time in April. And so it could have something to do with an organization, a friendship, society. All of that stuff is going to be on the table. If you've been following me for a while, I have been talking about how society is going to continue to change in the United States because of its Pluto return. And we are in for some major surprises in the United States, but we're already seeing a lot of the changes that are taking place. And there may be more significant changes that take place that surprise the hell out of us. So that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. But this, on a personal level, could have something to do with a friendship or an organization that just surprises you. So keep an eye on that. The eclipses, like I said, there's going to be 2 eclipses in the 4th house right here. We have an eclipse up in the 10th house right there, and then we have another one in the 9th house right there. And I'll cover all those eclipses because I have slides for each one. So just to give you a little bit of an overview, but January is a big month because we have Pluto entering the 8th house, and we have the Sun conjuncting Pluto on the 20th and 21st. So right away, we start off the new year with some very intense energy coming right into this 8th house. So this could have something to do with money matters, an inheritance, someone crossing over, someone giving you money, a significant surprise from someone. That has the possibility here with all this energy that's building up in this 9th house. You might also have an epiphany, about something. Like, I'm going to invest thousands of dollars into something. That's the kind of energy that's coming in here with this beginning in January, like the 20th, 21st. And then, of course, I have the 27th highlighted because Uranus wakes up on the 27th right there. It's in stationary position before it starts to move forward. So this has a lot to do with direction and hopes and wishes for the future, organizations, clubs. You're feeling more inspired at this time. And so you're definitely taking charge. Planets are moving forward here. There's nothing holding you back. There's nothing in retrograde. And so it's like, I need to move forward. I need to go do something different. I need to, challenge myself in some way. And so you're going to find the motivation right there towards the end of January, where things begin to change for many of you. Now, here are some of the dates that I want you to keep an eye on. Because they're very significant. These are the strongest aspects throughout the year. So take a screenshot of this or jot these down or something. And there's that first date, January 20th, that we need to pay attention to. April the 20th, also very significant. Jupiter conjunct Uranus in Taurus in that 11th house. Could be major surprises with money. May, this is again another favorable alignment. Jupiter sextiles Neptune in your 9th house. So this could be something very beneficial, a sudden surprise out of nowhere that someone is helping you or helps you financially or just supportive in some way or invites you to travel. This could be very good. The 25th, Jupiter enters Gemini. The dynamics change now, And then we have another nice alignment here. Jupiter trines Pluto on the 2nd. But the second half of the year can be a little tricky because as we go into July, which is your time of the year, we have some heavy energy coming in with Mars and Uranus. But then August here, we have Jupiter squaring Saturn, which is the Jupiter in Gemini squaring Saturn in the 9th. So this could be a little bit of a dynamic where you have to make a decision about something. Pluto retrogrades into Capricorn, back into a relationship situation. Pluto enters Aquarius once again on the 19th, so the energy moves forward again. So there's this push and pull around this time frame between September and November. And of course, December, Mars goes retrograde, and at the end of the year, the last Jupiter square Saturn, which is also very important. And so I say the second half of the year can be a little trickier. So whatever you want to accomplish, I would go after it the first 6 months, 7 months of the year, and full speed ahead with your projects and plans. And a lot of this energy from the second half may have something to do with society, governments, financial systems, things outside of our control. That's why I'm saying that. So let's see where it goes, what happens, how it unfolds. And so, but jot down these dates. I think they might find them useful. Now, let's talk about the eclipses, because the moon is associated with your sign. And so here we have March 25th, the lunar eclipse in Libra. And I'll get into each one of these charts. I do have charts for each one. Very significant. April the 8th, total solar eclipse. This is a very powerful eclipse right here. We're going to have a lot of planets in Aries, so it's going to be really full speed ahead energy-wise. There's the September 17th eclipse. It's a partial lunar eclipse in Pisces, which may have something to do with your belief systems. And then October 2nd, the solar eclipse is going to be in Libra again, which opens up opportunities for either a move or a new opportunity with a friendship or a partnership. So let's start off with the first one here, March the 25th. And so here it is. This is going to be at 5 degrees of Libra, so wherever that is in your actual birth chart. And this is the 4th house, which you're naturally associated with. So this has to do with your home, your family, your children. And so maybe a child moves out of the house, goes to college or decides to move out. Or maybe there's a loved one at home that, doesn't want to be there anymore. Or maybe you're thinking about moving. Maybe you're thinking about remodeling. This is the kind of energy that I'm seeing with this March 25th lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipses usually bring things to light, bring awarenesses, and sometimes you just have to realize it's time to shift and go in a new direction. That's what it does with a lunar eclipse. And so it may have something to do with direction again, because of look at all these planets in Pisces. So again, the urge to move, to travel, to explore may be very strong for many of you. And so this is why I'm saying there's a possible move here or something to do with a home life and situation at home. Now, this solar eclipse is supercharged because it's going to be on the 8th in the 10th house of career. And you can see here all these planets in Aries. And so we also have in the middle of that, we have Mercury retrograde. So it's a very unusual, very strong dynamic energy that's going to push you into a new direction, whether it's career, whether it's working with the public, whether it's, working in a governmental job, you're going to feel the urge to, it's going to light a fire under you. Let's put it that way. To want to change, to go in a new direction, to just take on something new. And this is why this is going to be very important as well. And by the way, eclipses can last up to a year. So it's not, not because it just happens on that date, it's that's it. No, they get reactivated again, usually in the 3rd month. So 3 months from now, this energy gets reactivated once again, you see. And so this is just the starting point of it. So keep an eye on that. Here's the other lunar eclipse in Pisces right there. It's going to be at 25 degrees of Pisces, which has a lot to do with your values, your beliefs, and it's going to be very closely aligned to Neptune. So this could be a very confusing time, or a time where the energy is very low or a little disturbing. It's also making a square to Jupiter right there at 20 degrees. So imagine this T-square going on right here, and then a square to Jupiter right there in the 12th house. So something may be ending or conclusion or finishing up a project or something along those lines that you'll be needing to pay attention to at this time. So like I said, the fall months this year seem to be very strange. September, October, November. Maybe there's an event that takes place. Maybe there's a, as I pointed out in my 2024 video, maybe there's some sort of cosmic event. It's all kind of a weird dynamic, let's put it that way, okay? But notice Mars is in your sign, so you're kind of feeling motivated. You're feeling, all right, I need to take charge of things, which is fine. I would encourage that. And then the last eclipse of the year is in Libra on the 2nd, and this is going to light up this part of your chart once again, the 10th house. So I see a move, between the two eclipses, the one in March and then the one in October. I see a move, possibly two moves if you need to. Maybe you have a second home, where you have two places and you go back and forth. And so this could be something beneficial. Maybe you're buying some land. Maybe you're buying some property somewhere. Maybe you're moving in with someone. Whatever it is, it's highlighting this energy very strongly. And so we need to pay attention to that because it's going to be very significant. So here are the Mercury retrogrades for the year. So we want to pay attention to those as well because they do set us back, and we have to go back into the past. First one is not as significant because it's just going to start rolling through on the 1st of the year, and it's in Sagittarius. So it has a lot to do with our beliefs and our desires and so on. And so not a big deal, but this one is a big deal. April the 1st, retrograde in Aries, which again is in that career sector, the 10th house. And so you may be questioning everything with regards to career, but the solar eclipse is going to be too powerful to ignore. And here's another one, August 5th, Mercury turns retrograde in Virgo. So this one could cause a little bit more worrying than normal, because retrograde means going within, and Virgo is a nervous Nelly. And unfortunately, the sign of Cancer can be very nervous-oriented as well. And so this could be a very strong review time for many of you, having to do with your children and your home life. And then this last one on November 25th, Mercury retrogrades again in Sagittarius. So again, having to do with beliefs and traveling and exploring and, desiring what you want. This is all going to be focused, focusing your attention on that. So let's see how it unfolds. But these are dates that I want you to keep an eye on, and all the red ones are the ones you really need to pay attention to. So you could take a screenshot of this or take the dates down, whatever you feel comfortable with. But you could see January 21st, that Sun conjunct Pluto, that's really big. Very surprising energy, very powerful energy. It could bring in lots of surprises. This other one, Mars conjunct Pluto, also in Aquarius, again in that 8th house of yours. So we're talking about very powerful energy activating that 8th house 2 times in 2 months. All right. Then we have Mars squaring Uranus on the 9th, also very explosive, unpredictable energy that we need to keep an eye on for. And then we have the April energies here. Okay. Another conjunction with Uranus in Taurus. And then this one here, Sun conjunct Uranus in Taurus, which normally happens every year, but this could be beneficial, or it could be explosive, or it could be some financial changes with the economy or something along those lines. So we'll have to see where that one goes. Here's the continuation of it, and there's what I'm talking about, the second half of the year. From July all the way to December, we have some really weird, wonky energy that's going to be in the mix with Mars conjuncting Uranus and Taurus. Again, that 8th house. So your friends may surprise you this year because you got a lot of that activity in the 11th house. Here's that first square between Jupiter and Saturn. This is heavy. This could be very heavy energy too to deal with. So again, don't take it personally like it's only happening to you. Pluto conjunct Capricorn. This has to do with partnerships, relationships once again, as Pluto gets back into that 7th house. The lunar eclipse may have you questioning your beliefs because it's in Pisces in the 9th house. New opportunity to move or new partnership on the 2nd. Pluto goes direct in Capricorn on the 11th. Again, another opportunity for change. The 19th, Pluto goes back into your 8th house and will stay there for the next 20 years. And so, you'll be seeing a lot of changes coming. And this one here, Mars in retrograde in Leo, that has to do with your 2nd house and income and values. And then the last Jupiter square Saturn for the year will be very significant on the 24th. Which has a lot to do with your thinking, your spirituality, understanding or trying to understand what the hell's going on. And again, these Jupiter square Saturns could have something to do with politics, or have to do with the economy, or have to do with, what's happening in the world. So not necessarily with you. Anyway, always remember, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. That's what gets you through it. No matter what's happening on the outside world, always keep this in your heart and mind, because this is the truth. The truth is that everything in this world is made up of light, and we are made up of light. The source is some form of light, and we are a part of it. So the more you understand this, and you don't let your mind and fears override this understanding and this compassion and this love, you'll be fine. Things will start to happen as you center yourself and you realize who you are. And that's how it works. All right? So do the best you can. Anyway, if you like this video, please subscribe, like, and share. Follow me on social media platforms. And do the best you can, Cancer. We have some monumental changes coming for all of us. And have a fabulous year. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.